Hi and welcome to another episode, and what we've got here is the Commodore 128 personal computer. I know, just the last video was the same thing, but this time around I'm going to remove this little thing because it was supposed to improve the signal for the SVHS or the S-video to make sure that the composite bit was left out and the RF bit wasn't there anymore. And quite frankly, after some use, it seems to be giving me a rubbish signal. So I'm going to put this back in that way around and hopefully clean it up a bit because it seems to be a bit rusty. But before I do that, a message from the sponsor. Hey, it's PCBWay, and it's their 5th PCB design contest, which they're running along with Mouser Electronics. They'd like you to design something so that people can have some great things to play around with. Now the contest runs from the 1st of September all the way up until the 31st of December. And then they'll have a check of the different designs that they've had sent in over the whole of January 2023. And then they'll announce the winner on the 6th of February. Now the themes can be next generation hardware, earth-friendly projects, or it's a free theme. Do anything that you want. The prizes, the third prize winners will be $500 cash, $50 coupon, and an Adreno Mega 2560. There's 3 of those winners. The second prize will be that there's 2 winners, but they'll be able to win $1,000 cash, a $100 coupon, and a Raspberry Pi 4 Model B with 2 gigabytes. And the first prize winner will win $1,500, $200 coupon, and a Raspberry Pi 4 Model B with 4 gigabytes of memory. Then there'll be a popular design prize, which will be a $100 cash, $20 coupon, and a $10 3D printing coupon, and a multimeter. And just for entering, you'll get a Raspberry Pi Pico. Don't forget to look in the description down below so you can find the links to the rules and the TEDCs. Best of luck! Okay, so we have this, the RF unit, which we need to solder back in again after removing the first bit, but this needs to soak in some anti-rust stuff for a while because it's rusty, so I might as well get that removed first. And my trick's going to be is use this tiny little screwdriver, because hopefully if I miss and getting this compression fit off, I'm not going to jab myself in the hand because my palm's all the way over there. It's going to take quite a bit of force to do it that way. Not exactly a lot of travel distance. Oh, it came off a lot easier than I thought it would. That'd be different for other people, of course, but as you can see, there is some rust there, and the top's not so shiny. It says final test by station 1F. Would seem a shame to lose that sticker, but my Commodore 128 is modded so much it's not exactly its stock anymore anyway. So if I lose the sticker, I lose the sticker. There's already lots of different ones sat there waiting in wonderful museums, so I don't think this one's going to be much of a loss. Dear me, these bits on this bit are definitely rusted up. You can see how brown they are. Let's actually zoom in with the super fast zoom. I don't know how other people do it. Maybe because they grab hold of the camera and I'm just using a remote control, but you can see those brown patches are not looking good. Oh, and there we go. That's come off quite easily as well. Yep, rust on the inside. That definitely needs a good soak in some anti-rust solution. And I know people are probably screaming, you can use white vinegar. I know you can use white vinegar, but I'm going to use, or hopefully I'm going to use some anti-rust stuff in the hopes I can find some at a local shop today. If not, I'll have to use some white vinegar, so we'll figure that one out when we come to it. But yes, there's some rusty spots here. Oh, some rusty spots there. Got a feeling the flux wasn't removed. Yep. Rust, and I don't want to keep scraping at it because what I want to do when I'm doing it is scrape away from the inside. so that powdered rust isn't getting inside as badly, because otherwise it may be worse. There does seem to be one very bad scratch down there though, isn't there? I wonder what that is. Feels rough. Yep. I know I could desolder everything and take the whole board out, but I'm being lazy. I know it's probably something I should do, but it's a little bit more than the scope of this video. So let's get some not desoldering, anti-rust stuff on here. I have no idea which better than the other. Let's see if I bought the same one you would buy. Comment in the comments. Okay, I bought some Hammerite rust remover gel. The whole idea is you can just plonk it on and leave it. It says to do it in 30 minutes. Well, leave it on 15 minutes. And then if that doesn't work, try every half hour for 2 to 3 hours until all the rust is gone, and then leave it to dry. So what I might do is leave this for now and maybe clean that up off video. But let's try to do these ones and see what happens. Let's try to get rid of, oh, this bit. Let's try to clean this one up first. So as you can see, brand new. I got the strength to tear these things open. I'm never really too sure which way you're supposed to go with them. And do they tear the way you want them to tear? There we go. Obviously keep out of the reach of children. Blah blah blah. Ooh. Looks like I could do with a bit of a paintbrush. Let's use this bit up top. Leave that there so it doesn't get in the way. Well, as you can see, I've done a bit of a jump cut, even though I was supposed to be just fast forwarding through. I decided to get some gloves on because I realised, well, goodness knows what chemicals are on here. It probably says on it, but I can't read small writing anymore. So I'm still finishing off scrubbing it down. Be careful of the wires on your brush because you might stab your finger with it and start bleeding. Not that I've done that, honest. So let's zoom in a little bit on this one. We can. What the mess there. I've realised with this, if I tip it upside down, it sort of gets into the lid. And then scoop some off on the bush there. I should get this major bit here with the rust. Okay, another day, another dollar. I've got still got the rust removal gel. Got a paintbrush this time. I've painted them properly. The rust does seem to be coming off quite nicely with them. It's lost its nice, well, more shiny sheen because I've used the wire brush on it. Depends if that's what you want to do. Now, what I am doing now is trying to decide how I'm going to get rid of all the rust down here. I might just use isopro to get rid of it. I am actually scratching with that tiny screwdriver of mine rust away from the circuit board. There was a line before. I managed to get rid of most of that without bringing up any traces, but the rust seems quite minimal there anyway. What I might do, I'm going to risk it. I am going to risk it. I'm going to put a tiny blob of the anti-rust stuff here because I can always clean it off again. Because now I've got the paintbrush, it's a bit easier to get in here. A little blob in the corner there. There's a bit of a problem. Basically, where the solder points are seems to be where the rust is collected. I'll leave that to soak for a bit, but at least the major bits of rust have been attuned to. Yeah, definitely get that on there. I'll come back and clean that off with isopropyl later. Leave that there for now. Maybe what I should do now is clean that off. The isopropyl, that's not isopropyl, the anti-rust stuff on here. It seems to have done its job as best as it's going to do. I don't expect perfection, but I do want it that the rust has hopefully stopped spreading now. So we'll sort that out, and also I'll replace the kitchen towel. Okay, so this bit I'm going to use a bit of sandpaper. This is 120 grit, so very fine sandpaper. I need a little bit, so I'm going to fold it in half. Fold it in half again. And then I'm going to rip out the bit that I need. And I'm going to give the area I need to stuff. Only a fine of it. I'll leave it with some scratches I know, but hopefully I can buff that out afterwards. But I just want to give it a bit of a down. That's on the bottom side anyway, that one. Quite frankly, I think this one doesn't need it. But the bottom side did, because it's got quite a bit of rust spots. So we'll leave that alone for that. May or may not need to do that on yours. Now, basically I'll give them a wipe down with a fresh bit of kitchen paper. Let's have a look at this. It's been soaking for a while now. I'll put some isopro directly on it. And I'll get in there and give it a bit of a rub around. And I'll flip it over and have a look inside there as well to see if there's anything to worry about. Break my glove doing that, but there we go. Nearly finished with the gloves now anyway. Yep, there's some dust bunnies inside there, so let's get the tweezers. Where are they hiding? I know I've got a set somewhere. There we go. Get the more pokey set. And more dust. There we go. Can't really see, can you? There we go. Ah, it doesn't matter. There's a dust bunny. Just trust me. There we go. I have an easier way of showing. Quite frankly, I've got my pokey tweezers and I don't seem to be doing very well. Not so pokey tweezers. Oh, that's better. Amazing how dust even gets there in the first place. They say it's supposedly a sealed unit somewhat. Anyway, I think that's it. By the way, can someone tell me, I'm assuming that these are tuners, but what's the switch for? Is that to switch between certain bands? Be nice to know. I'm leaving it alone, obviously. Oh no, the Commodore 64 says CPC inside. No, it says C128 PAL chip in there. Anyway, as I say, it'd just be nice to know what that switch supposedly does. Right, so as I say, I'll give this a wipe down again with some kitchen paper, and then I've got some more stuff to put on it. Okay, so used a cloth, wiped it down a little bit, make sure it's not sticky anymore. It seems fine. Now I am going to try to use this on the top plate at least. Oh, I can never get into these things. I haven't seen these in years. It's not like I've got a house full of silverware. Anyway, you take this wadding out, so you definitely need to be wearing gloves. You do not want this stuff on you at all. And works on the inside of the tin, it's keeping that all nice and shiny. So, I'm going to rest. That looks like a decent sized bit of bacon, doesn't it? Anyway, the point is, what you do, yeah, let's do it to the bottom half, just in case something strange goes wrong. That. That's hopefully gives it a bit of a sheen. And basically you do this forever and ever and ever until the sheen comes back. This is obviously going to take a long time and a lot of elbow grease, so see you in a bit. Okay, that's as far as I'm going with it. It's got a bit of patina on it still, but it's not completely dull like it was. And now, I don't know if you can maybe see, let's zoom in. Can we zoom in? Zoom, 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 zoom. Now, though, we can see that it says Commodore, made in Taiwan. ROC. That goes back a bit, doesn't it? Yes. Well, there we go. That's how I'm going to leave them. I'm going to wipe them down yet again. And then I'm going to see if I can do something else. Seems a lot of work to not make it particularly polished out. But I haven't got a grinder. I haven't got, you know, a machine that can just sit there and do it for me. And quite frankly, I want to get on making this video. So let's clean that off a bit. So wipe that down. Does it make it any better wiping it down? There we go, it's taken. Yep, it's got a bit of patina to it. I mean, if classic cars can have patina, why can't computers, eh? Oh, doing that out of shot, sorry. Forgot I'd zoomed in. Yep, the rust spots are a hell of a lot better than what they were before. The rust spots are a lot better than what they were before. Now, a buffing cloth. Let's zoom back out again. Just the corner of a buffing cloth. It's a brand new one. This is the underside that no one will ever see, not until they try to change it out for one of those silly adapters again. Because that's obviously what we're getting around to doing today, is changing this back in again, but I just wanted to get rid of the rust the best I can and make this a little bit nicer. So, shiny but patinaed. What have we got here? Have we got shiny but patinaed? As I say, it's a bit difficult using the this stuff. This silver. Not sponsored. Only sponsored by one company so far. And we all know which one that one is, don't we? And there we go. You can just about see it still says Commodore. And it obviously can still say it, but the point is you can see it. So that'd be nice to see when it goes back in again. Clean this off, which I've already done. So let's put this back together again. But first let's get rid of all the rubbish so we don't accidentally get more chemicals and things that we don't need. So put these in here and pick these up, leave them there, and I'll be back in a minute. Right, so that's her up and down the stairs. Put the bottom on, right way round of course. That's that. It's nicely clicked into place. Still got a couple of stickers on. I know we lost that top one, but oh well. Put this the right way around because you're supposed to be able to get out all those little switches and everything. And there we go. It looks better than what it was. And we've got rid of the rust, which is the most important bit of it. So that's now ready to go into the Commodore 128. But first we've got to remove that other gadget. So I've realised there's a bit of rust there. And I want to desolder this gadget. I've already desoldered the earth wire. There was no point showing you that. That's easy enough. But it's these pins here that we're trying to go for. There's 8 of them. And we need to remove them. So I'm going to zoom in, desolder them, fast forward through it so you don't get too bored. And then hopefully the board just pops off. Obviously a bit of flux. Where are we? And like I always say, don't forget to pull the trigger a little bit longer than what you think is probably a little bit necessary to get rid of the solder, because you need to make sure the solder goes all the way to the back of the gun. Let's see how far we've got. The left one's coming out. So is that one. Do a little bit more. we go. Just wait for the desoldering machine to turn or get colder. So yes, this thing of the C64 video enhancement analog only. No, don't bother. Not in the C128 at least. As I said in the last episode, came across someone else who said that they also had a problem with this thing. It doesn't work. Doesn't give you a nice clean picture. You're better off just sticking with the RF. Hopefully I haven't damaged this thing when it comes to putting it back in again. I hope I haven't, because all I did was desolder it, but you never know. It has been sat around in a bits box for a bit. A bits box in a bit. Try saying that 10 times when you're drunk. Right, let's get the soldering iron in and get this beauty soldered back where it belongs. Okay, so I've put it back in its spot, the RF thing. I'm gonna have to solder the joining points and also the 8 soldering bits to make sure that the signals are going off to where they're supposed to be going. Bit of foam just tucked in underneath just to sort of help push it into place, using gravity of the board itself to press down. A bit more flux on all the places that might need it. Not forget to clean it off again after we've finished. So, wonder how much solder this is going to use up. Dropping everything everywhere. Find out later. Right, let's get on with some soldering and a bit of fast forwarding. I believe that's it. So fingers crossed I've got this right the first time around. If not, I might have to do some touch-ups. But in the meantime, let's clean off the flux, which I'll do off screen because you've seen that being done plenty of times. So it's all hooked up, it's turned on. I don't know if the power's working because I've not got a light, but fingers crossed. I'm using my S-video cable, SVHS, what you want to call it. Let's transition across to big screen, little screen. Come on, Suspense. There we go. Right, so I've got a picture. Yay! Now, I know that sounds silly, but from what I'm told is that if you don't have that RF bit in, you don't get the rest of it, because there's signals that go through and pass through that to get to that bit. So I'm told. I may be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments down below. But the point is, I haven't broken it. So get yourself down into the description, have a look for the links for Discord, so you can come ask for help in there. Hopefully I can do something. And if not, hopefully another expert can help you in there. Oh, I say experts, I wouldn't call myself an expert. Click the Patreon links if you feel like you should. And don't forget to hit the like, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. But as always, happy gaming.